astronauts, it's me, Brandy, and welcome back to Astro-Tarot Research. This week's reading is not a specific reading. In fact, we are doing a yes or no. So, all you need to do is have a general question in mind and choose a pile, and I will interpret the cards and whether it is a yes or a no for you. Now, we have 5 piles as usual, but before we get started, I do want to remind you to like, to comment, and to subscribe to my channel. Also, I want to let you know that I do go live weekly, usually on the weekend, Monday, I can't even speak. Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the weekends, because those are the weekend days. One of the days I will be live. I will usually announce it by Tuesday evening at the latest. So please look out for that on the community tab so you can see when I will be live and you can just ask me a question then. And I don't think I want to waste any more time. I kind of want to jump into these piles. Oh, right. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Those are linked below. My Instagram has some astrology insights and my TikTok is just me vlogging in my personal life and all that jazz. So if you want to get to know me personally, you can go to the TikTok. If you just want some astrology insights, you can go to my Instagram. And if you just want to get to these piles, let's get started. We have pile number 1. Pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. So let's not waste any more time and just sit back, relax, and choose. Hey, pile number 1, let's get started on your reading. We have the 4 of Wands. We have the 6 of Cups. We have a yes. Wow. We have the Empress. We have the Sun. This is an incredible pile. And we have the 5 of Wands. So yes, pile number 1, your answer is 100% yes. Now, if this has to do with love, marriage, relationships, connections to other people, then this is sort of relating to the fact that you are going to get what you want in that regard. Now, this doesn't have to always be like personal romantic relationships. This could possibly be like if you own a business, relationship with clients, if you are someone who is in a making friends or connections in some sort of networking way. Like this is like a yes to building upon that and having very strong connections. Don't get me wrong, these are connections you'll have to fight for with this 5 of Wands energy here, but it's good because all of these cards point to things working out in the end and things coming together how you would like them to be. The Empress I get for happiness. The 4 of Wands is such a happy card. The Sun, I mean, when we say it's a sunny day, we kind of imply that it's a good day. It's a happy day. It's a day that we are bound to enjoy. So this is about boundless, endless enjoyment for you, pile number 1. You are going to achieve this thing that you are desiring, that you're wanting, that you are asking this question for. And, you know, even if this is sort of about relationships and connections to other, like, let's say if you asked if X, Y, and Z liked you or something along the lines of that, this would imply that they do have some sort of feelings in regards to you, because the 4 of Wands is not a neutral card. That's a marriage card. The 6 of Cups, though it is reverse, it can be more so about, 6 of Cups reverse is more so about, in a way, kind of being stuck in the past or like past life regression in that way. It's almost like, oh, I've met this person before. This is not a new experience. Like, the 6 of Cups can become amplified in its reverse position. So instead of like, I'm reminiscing about the past, now it's kind of like, oh, I'm actually being transported back to a past life. This is like a past life memory coming forward, if you believe in that. And then sometimes it can be sort of imitating that 5 of Cups energy, where it can become more so about regret and losses and things like that. But since the other cards around it are so positive, and we have this yes, and we have the Empress, and we have the Sun, don't believe that it's going into that sort of energy. I think the energy surrounding this is more so this feels fated. This feels like finishing up karma from a past life. This feels like you are being able to revisit like maybe even past childhood dreams and make these things come true. Dreams that were like once discarded are now being brought forward, and you're able to pick up where you left off and actually create this into a reality and bring this forth into your current world today is the sentiment here. It's about like, oh my gosh, it's kind of like when people say like they might see, you know, people in a Pokemon costume dancing and they sing happy birthday to you, and then somebody might say something along the lines of like, oh my gosh, this is healing my childhood. This is like something like that's that common saying here that you'll see on the internet that people say, oh my gosh, this is so healing. It's that feeling that we're getting, like this thing that you couldn't obtain in your childhood, this thing that you didn't feel within your childhood, that you couldn't quite grasp at, that it was so far away from you. You're now being healed from it. You're now actually having this dream come true, this wish come true, this excitement being true. And it's actually going to be an amazing experience for you. What it reminds me of is feeling like you're finally being validated, feeling like you're finally being taken in and just held by the universe, and you're like, oh, this feels so comforted. I'm used to all of this chaos, but now I get to feel a little bit more at peace. Another great thing about this is further like encouraging creativity. All of these cards point to creativity. Granted, Five of Wands can be more like a creative block, but once you get past those creative blocks with the Five of Wands, it's always spectacular, right? The Five of Wands is the point in the movie where all the tension is, where you're like, oh my gosh, this is a dramatic part. But once you get past that dramatic part, then we get to the happy ending, right? So that's what's going on from what I see from you, pal number one. It is obviously a 100% yes. Whatever's coming in is going to really bring about this fresh start for you, where you feel like you're in this new place emotionally, where you feel like you're in a completely new chapter in life, where you feel happy, where you feel excited. And yes, even if there are instances that are coming up where people may be hating on you, where people are like jealous, where you may even encounter those who are trying to bring you down, nothing is going to bring you down when this happens for you. Nothing. You're going to be on cloud nine. You're going to say, sorry, I'm unstoppable right here. I don't need anything from anyone. I'm already getting what I want. And another thing that we have about the Six of Cups, because when it's upright, it's almost like you're receiving support from others. But when we have it reverse, it's like you're receiving internal validation, where internally you are providing yourself emotional support and you have this newfound emotional independence, meaning you're not relying on other people to validate you, which is why this is why the people who may be even jealous of you, that you may even end up in this position, or you may get this thing that you want, or this sort of like wish fulfillment and desire comes true for you, it's not going to get to you at all. Because like I said, at this point, when you get to this thing that you desire, this thing that you want, this overarching yes that the card is like giving you, you're going to feel so self-assured. You're going to be so confident within yourself that nobody else is going to get to you. You're like, nothing is getting in the way of my happiness. For some of you, this feels extremely romantic. This feels like getting the spouse that you want, getting the life, the child that you want, the family that you want, the home that you want, the lifestyle that you want to live. And not only that, but when we have the Empress and the Sun coming together, it can represent getting the recognition that you want and desire, as well as the respectability, the title. I mean, the Empress is an empress. And the Sun is also in astrology known as like the king, the leader, right? So it's representing being in this position of power, being in this position of influence, feeling empowered. Feeling like you are somebody who can keep a positive attitude and not let anyone get to them and not let anyone destroy their high, like, or anything along the lines of that. It can represent just feeling confident in your work, feeling like you're being your creative self, your authentic self, feeling secure within yourself, feeling confident in your decision making. And then, like I said, sometimes it's going to come with some challenges. It's going to come with some hurdles. We all know that. I've said that a billion times in this reading. But it doesn't really matter. None of that really even matters. You're nurturing yourself. You're feeling comforted in yourself. You're feeling secure within yourself. You're feeling connected to this higher sense of yourself and having a strong appreciation for the simple things and the things around you and the people that you care about. And you're keeping this tight-knit group of people who are there to support you. You're cleaning house as well, because the sun here, the sun cleans house. Like I said, it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. You're like, sorry, if you are not here to support me, you've got to leave. You got to leave. You're out the group, like Otis from the Temptations would say. Like, you're out. That's pretty much what you're doing. You are in this place where you feel like you can fully embrace yourself and be yourself within the relationships that you have, that the ones that are important to you, at least. Because the sun is also connected to Leo, which is connected to the 5th house. It's the house of the heart. So it's the house of people who kind of like have your heart. And so it's saying with this reading that when you achieve this, yes, and even before then, you're going to start to see how the people that you really care about are going to stand by you. And they're going to fight for you and they're going to protect you. And the ones that never really, were truly messing with you, they're going to fall to the wayside. And you're going to be able to create almost like this smaller circle. As I'm going to say, your circle's going to get smaller, but it's going to be more vibrant. And I was going to another place with this. Oh, I was going to say like this representing having more people in your life that are authentic and true to you and care about you and that care deeply for you. So not only are you benefiting from this circumstance, but the people around you will benefit from this circumstance as well. 100%. This is coming for you, pal, number one. And I think that is all I want to say in regards to this, pal, in this reading. You have so many good things in store for you when it comes to whatever question that you asked in regard to this. And like I said, it's going to affect the people around you. It will bring out some hateration when you have this thing happen for you, but it doesn't really matter because you're going to be on cloud 9. You're really going to have a ball. And like I said, you're not looking for outside validation. You're not looking for anyone to say you made a great choice, or you guys are in the best relationship, or this career is the right one for you. Like, if you don't care, because it will feel right for you. It's like this tingly feeling on your arm. You're feeling like, ooh, I got a little tingly feeling. I'm on the right path. And that's what it's going to feel like for you. So that is what I have for you, pal. Number one, please let me know if this resonates below. I'm curious what question you asked. If you feel comfortable saying it, just throw it in the comments and I will read them all. And don't forget to don't forget to comment and subscribe, and also be notified, because if you're not notified, you won't know when I'm live, you won't know when I'm posting, you won't know anything. You'll just be completely oblivious to all the amazingness that this channel has. And if this doesn't resonate, feel free to choose another pal, or you can choose another reader. Either way, I'm happy you stopped by, and au revoir. Hey, pal, number 2, let's get into your question. Yes or no? We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have, it's not yet certain. We have the Chariot. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the 3 of Pentacles. And our last card is the Hierophant. It's not yet certain. Okay. That is a lot to think about. So pile number 2, it looks like there are a lot of movable pieces that are coming through for you. But whatever it is that you are hoping and wishing for, I will say this. What's happening for you will ultimately be something that brings about lasting results. So when I get this answer, it's not yet certain. And this is from my yes or no oracle. I actually got it just for this reading. So this is the first time I'm seeing a lot of these cards too. But when I get this energy, it lets me know that because we have so many movable places intact, and because this involves some sort of lifelong journey, there's a lot of ways that this can play out for you. And that's a good thing, because that means it's possibly a yes, depending on the direction that things go. Now, when I get this not yet certain, that lets me know, that's like a clue from spirit. I want you to read what's like going on right now and what's more than likely going to happen. So we're going to look at the possible future of how things can play out with some advice they want to give. So the first thing that they want to say is, as I mentioned before, this is going to develop over the course of your lifetime, or it's going to have some sort of lasting long-term effect. And it's going to be something that you have to put in the work in to keep up, or to pour energy into in order to make sure this achieves success. Because the Ten of Pentacles doesn't come without work, and nor does the Chariot. The Chariot is all about, what I love about this is it's two directions. And I didn't even realize I just placed it over the it's not yet certain card. I just did that subconsciously. Because the Chariot represents, I can go in this direction, I can go in that direction, but it's up to me to decide which direction I want to go in. And so for you, if you really want to make this wish, this answer to be a yes, then you have to pour your full energy, force, intelligence, skills into this. Everything that you got. And what I love about this card, the Chariot, is from an astrological perspective, it connects to Cancer. And when we think about Cancers, we kind of focus a lot on the emotional world and the depth that Cancers have when it comes to empathy and giving. Cancers can be one of the most giving sign placements out there. And because they're so giving, they get things in return, which is why we have this second person on the After Tarot deck on the 9 of Wands card, how they're getting help. So I'm getting a little bit off track. What I'm trying to say is they become so ambitious. They ensure that they are in a place to be given, to be giving back to people. They make sure that they set themselves up for success. They are almost one-track minded in a way. They devoid and get rid of all distractions. One thing that I've heard Cancer people say is, I don't care about the opinions of others. I don't care what other people think. I'm focused on what I need to accomplish, and I don't need to take in everybody else's opinions. I only need to think and look at the people who are living the lives that I want, who have the things that I want, who are intelligent people, who are smart, who can teach me, who basically have some sort of sense and respectability about them, which is why we have this Hierophant card here. So in order to achieve this thing that you want, or that you're looking for, in order to gain this sort of yes and get out of this not so certain avenue that we're in, that you're in, maybe me too, but this uncertain avenue, is you need to focus on the people who are already in the place that you are in. You need to look at their lives. You should follow only the advice of people who have been in that position. You should look to them for guidance. You should learn from their mistakes, and you should listen to some of their advice and take in that help if you need it. Because the one thing that at least these three cards have in common is they're all about support, community, and receiving help. Actually, these 4 cards, because this is the 3 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles is all about support and collaboration. So you can get what you want, but it's not a solo venture. It's not something that you can do and handle on your own. This involves the support of another person, a community, maybe various different resources and things along the lines of that. For example, let's say you're trying to start a business, and yeah, you could start a business and kind of go off your instinct and learn from mistakes that way. But it's also better to look at examples of people who have ran businesses. Take advice from people who are entrepreneurs. Take listen to people who have been in this position where they had to grow something from scratch, where maybe they didn't get a lot of financial support, or maybe they did. I don't know. Either way, you need to look at the people who have already achieved this thing that you want to achieve, that you want to get this yes from. Okay? And it doesn't have to be business related at all. You know, this could be about, you know, starting the family you want, getting the life that you desire, being able to go the places that you want to go, because this Chariot card likes to travel. They like to go places. They like to learn things as well. It's not just about physical travel. It's about mental exploration as well. It's about confidence in your ability. It's about achieving the things that you want to achieve. And you can achieve all of these things, but you're going to need some help. So the answer is, if you are willing to gain support from other people, if you're willing to take advice from others, if you keep an open ear and listening, if you are open to developing and changing and collaborating and taking in other people's advice, then 100% you can reach your goals. I mean, it's so clear cut for this reading. Like, this yes is 100% possible, but it's not yet certain, because part of the Chariot is that the Chariot can be very much, like I said, this one track minded. Like, I want to do things my way. I want to do things the way I envision it. I want things to play out how I want them to in my mind. But if you take things that way, you're going to go on a bumpy road, essentially. You're going to make things a little bit harder and a little bit more difficult for yourself, which is why the Chariot's following this Nine of Wands energy. It's like saying, yeah, okay, you could do things that way, but it's going to be a little bit harder for you to achieve that. You know, for example, there are people who maybe they want a child and they maybe struggle to find a partner. And so they figure, you know, I would like to, you know, have a kid on my own. Maybe I want to adopt on my own and things along the lines of that. And yes, you can do that for sure. But if you were in this situation, like if you asked a question like that, these cards would be saying it's going to be a little bit more difficult, and it would be better for you to build that community that can support you. Now, maybe you don't currently have that community, but I don't know. These cards seem like it's possible for you to gain it. It's possible for you to discover it. There may be even some people around you who have some experiences in achieving this thing that you want, or have this thing that you want. And maybe it's not even people around you. This could possibly be the internet. We're in 2024 here. There is a lot of avenues and places and ways that you can gain access to information as well. For sure. But whatever the case may be, it's about having that drive, understanding what it is that you are trying to achieve, understanding the pros, the cons, the ways that things can go wrong, what people might be looking for or expecting. Doesn't mean you have to take in and care about what everybody says, but know when something is solid advice. Know when something is useful towards you. Know when something is going to be beneficial towards you. And take that information and use it and apply it, because the Chariot here and the Nine of Wands here are all about applying the information that they know and sticking to their guns. And then that's the second part of this reading, is that we're going into being able to be resilient, because the Chariot goes through so many obstacles. And the Nine of Wands, don't even get me started on the Nine of Wands, man. The Nine of Wands is so exhausted. They are in this place where they are just constantly pushing to get this thing that they want. Constantly going through so many different battles, so many ups and downs, so many disruptions, so many areas that just feel like they're battling and going through the jungle and having to deal with scary creature after scary creature. Okay? That's what this card feels like. It's like, oh my gosh, now this random crisis situation is happening. Okay, and now I have to deal with this person who is kind of a bully. And then now I have to go through all of this paperwork, which is a headache. And now I have to learn this skill set, which, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to do and learn all these different terms. And gosh, learning how to do this is so hard, right? But if you are able to push through all of that, and if you are able to keep your mindset on this path, and if you don't waver, and if you keep going, you will 100% get what you want, pal number 2. This will 100% be a yes, because what these cards let me know here is that you do have this sense of drive and ambition about you. Otherwise, the 10 of Pentacles wouldn't have been the first card. It wouldn't have came up at all. You would have gotten a completely different card. You wouldn't have gotten the Chariot, wouldn't have got the 9 of Wands. You wouldn't have gotten all these cards that represent stability, strong foundation, and ambition. You wouldn't have gotten these cards. So we already know that that's a quality that you have within you. Hold on to that ambition. Hold on to that fire. Make practical decisions that are related to your goals. Don't get sidetracked. Don't listen to people who say that's not possible, that can't be done, or etc. and things like that. Just keep going in that direction and you can achieve what you want. This is like, I can achieve the relationship that I want. I can get that promotion that I want. I can get this job that I want. I can get this house that I want. I can get this car that I want. Okay? And that's what this is applying, and that is what this is meaning along the lines of that, in terms of you being able to get that fully certain yes. Because, you know, when we have the 9 of Wands, this card definitely represents someone who, gosh, it's almost like they're like, I'm just ready to just give it up. I'm just ready to just, you know, lay down and say, you win. Okay. You win life. This is too hard for me. Okay. But keep in mind that you are just right there. You are right there on the precipice of achieving this yes. Okay. Just keep going. Now, if we're looking at this from a romantic perspective, then this represents being able to find a committed relationship in which you are able to care for another person and they are able to care for you, and you guys can build this stable life together in which you share a lot of different values, in which there is a lot of wealth involved as well, a strong sense of community, and possibly even creating your own traditions. Because, you know, we have the 10 of Pentacles following the Chariot, and the Chariot likes to do their own thing to some regard, okay? I do want to say that. And not only that, but it's like people will end up looking at you as this aspirational image of what, you know, a relationship could be. How can we manage to make time for each other? How can we still keep our passion alive? How can we learn to communicate and come together and support each other's goals and things along the lines of that? It's showing that you will be able to reach this relationship dynamic that is a very tight bond in which you two will really be open about who you are to each other, and there's a sense of respect for one another. I just want to say that. And if you are currently, maybe you're currently pining after someone, which is quite possible here with these cards. You might be currently pining after someone, and maybe that person hasn't really, I don't know, they may not be fully in this place where they're willing to commit. What I can get from these cards, if you're looking at this from like a romantic way, like if you've asked a question along those lines, what I get from these cards is that there's better out there. Because normally when I get the 10 of Pentacles followed by the Chariot or something like that, it's kind of saying like you would be moving on to someplace better. And yes, it would more than likely be a journey that's going to come with some obstacles and challenges to find that right person. But for sure, the possibility is there You just have to keep going. So if you take anything from this reading, I would say listen to the advice from people who are actually achieve the things that you want, have the things that you want, and are doing well at it, or, have a sense of happiness about them and or stability from them. And along those lines, like if you had some sort of like, oh, I really want to be in this type of committed relationship, look for examples of that. And, don't look for example for committed relationships where people may be a little bit toxic. Look for examples of relationships where people are more loving, and sort of maybe reach out to those people. You'd be surprised just how willing they were to help you, because we have all of these cards which indicates, advice, listening, help, collaboration. People are more willing to help than you think, pile number 2, for sure, for certain with you. And then the second piece of advice is to keep going. Keep going with trying to achieve this thing that you want to accomplish, this thing that you want to gain, and be confident in yourself, because you have a lot of great things going for you. You have a lot of great qualities that are inside of you and that shine bright. With the Chariot here, it just lets me know that you're somebody who stands out in a way, because you're so focused and you're somebody who is constantly trying to elevate and up-level yourself and learn and grow and push yourself. You're bound to get the things that you want, okay? That is what I have for you, pile number 2. Hopefully this resonates. If this doesn't resonate, feel free to choose a different pile. Or maybe I'm not the reader for you, but either way, let me know in the comments below if this resonates. And I'm happy you stopped by. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Au revoir. Hey, pal number 3, let's get started on your reading. This is very frustrating because I actually filmed this, half of it previously before, but the first half cut off. Don't worry, the first half wasn't that long. It was just like a minute or so. So you're not gonna miss anything. But let's get to this. So we have the Star, give it time, the Page of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Hermit. I absolutely love this for you, pal number 3, because that's pretty much a yes, really. It's just a yes, but be a little bit patient. So the first card that pops out to me is obviously the give it time, as I said, because the give it time emphasize that you have already put some changes in the work, and these changes could be recent. I'm only really saying this recent because I'm using my little before and after tarot deck. And on the before tarot deck, we have the Star card. And the Star card isn't in the water yet. They haven't poured anything in. They're kind of testing the waters, no pun intended. And that's you right now. You're probably in some sort of transitional phase or in some sort of testing period where you are about to pivot into a different direction. A direction that is going to be more fulfilling and bring a lot more happiness and peace into your life. But you haven't completely fully dived in yet, which is not a criticism or anything. It's just representing where you are currently. You are right at the place, right on the precipice of change, essentially, of switching up the dynamics. You're a little bit more so. It's kind of like you've just finished the planning period and you're about to make that move. And I think that's why we have this 7 of Pentacles on the after tarot deck. On the normal tarot deck, you have the 7 of Pentacles and he's contemplating over the pile of money and leaves, and he's trying to make a decision. On the after tarot deck, he's made that decision, but he hasn't quite enacted it yet. You are exactly at this place. You've made the decision. Maybe you've done a few things and you've implemented a few changes and you've done a few actions, but you haven't fully implemented and put in your plan in place and had things fully in motion. Or maybe you've just started doing that, okay? And so the cards are just reminding you, please give it time. Whatever you asked for, whatever your question was, you just need to be patient right now. Okay, that is the main focus of this energy coming from this pal. Whatever it is that you are hoping for, that you are wishing to receive, that you are trying to manifest, it will come. It will actualize. It will come into place. And the second thing that pops out to me is the Hermit. And the third thing is these two Pentacle cards, because that is the dominant element of this reading, and the Hermit connects to Virgo. But we're going to start off with these two dominant cards first. The two dominant cards we have with the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles represent earthly matters, meaning things being manifested, things you can touch, smell, feel, and look at. Essentially not really the spiritual plane, but something you can actually obtain within this lifetime. Pentacles can even represent physical bodies and people as well. But whatever the case may be, it looks like whatever it is that you are manifesting here on the physical plane is going to be granted to you. You just need to give it time. And I know we have this Page of Wands energy. And the Page of Wands is so enthusiastic, so open to learn, so ready and gung-ho to just get started, that they forget that they don't know everything and they are taking some really bold risk and some really bold moves. Now, don't get me wrong. With these cards here, it lets me know that more than likely this is going to be a success. But it does represent your enthusiasm and wanting to get things going and wanting to get things along. And the cards are kind of saying, just be a little patient here. Like, your evaluation period isn't quite done. Okay, that is what's going on here with the Two of Pentacles here. The Two of Pentacles represents fun. It represents planning. It represents juggling a few things. It can represent the distance between two objects as well. And so it's almost like saying you're at point A trying to get to point B and you're ready to jump right into it. But the cards are saying, wait a minute, be patient. Let's pause and let's think and make sure we've dotted our I's and crossed our T's, and make sure that we are doing things the right way, that we aren't just making these bold strides and these bold moves and these decisions without properly thinking things through and assuring that whatever this is, whatever this desire is that you are thinking about, or whatever this question is, that you aren't going in completely blind, and that you aren't blindsided, and that things can work out in a way that is stable and comes with minimal conflict, because Virgo likes to ensure that things are very much in a way some perfect. Like a lot of Virgos can be very perfectionist. They can have a lot of strategic knowledge about how to go about and find success within their career, and they're very much trying to focus on making sure they get things done how they want it to be done. And they have this very smart approach to work and career. It may not go over and flow into other areas, but when it comes to that area, if you've asked a question in regards to status, work, achievement, recognition, then it's going to ensure that you get those things. The universe is going to ensure you get those things, but it wants to work with you on developing a solid plan, and it wants to work with you in ensuring that things come in a steady way, that you aren't overwhelmed, that you aren't thrown into some sort of loop tower moment where things are just shocking and coming out of nowhere, that you are prepared to handle the risk. Virgo is all about risk management here. So that is what we're going on here. Now, to expand on Virgo, Virgo is connecting to finances as well. So if you have had some sort of question about financial stability, about gaining finances, about getting a job that is right for you, that provides that stability, dreams, hope, wish fulfillment, because that's what the star is all about, wish fulfillment, it is giving you a 100% yes, but it's also implying that you're going to have to put in the work for those things, and it will come, and your investments will pay off. whether that's literal investments or investments of your time, investments of your effort, investments of your energy. These things will all pay off. If you're investing in your education, this will pay off. The star can also represent accolades and things along the lines of that. So we already know whatever this sort of question that you're asking comes with some sort of like applause, some sort of recognition. The stars connect to Aquarius. Aquarius is the house and sign placement of the audience. Of the crowds, of these big, large groups. And not only that, but the star card connected to Aquarius also represents large amounts of money, large amounts of wealth, things that are coming into this in a large wave. Okay. Think about how big and bright stars are. I mean, look at the sun. Well, don't look at the sun because it's so bright, it's so shining, it's overpowering. And that's pretty much the energy that is coming your way. But these cards want to make sure, the universe wants to make sure, spirit wants to make sure that you are able to handle it and that it's not overwhelming and that you can continue along on this steady path. You just have to give it time. Now, it lets me think that your question is related to something, possibly work, possibly career, possibly to do with like some sort of self-image goal thing is what I'm getting from this. Something, even if it's not your current job, it could quite possibly be like taking a skill or a hobby to another level. It can represent you trying to focus and meet some sort of long-term wish fulfillment, long-term goal, especially with the star there, because the star connects to the houses of wishes and dreams, Aquarius. And everything I get from this is 100% a yes, pal, number 3. But I need you to be a little bit patient because it's coming. If you asked a question and it's related to something like, will I get this promotion? Will I get this dream job that I want? Will I don't know, be famous or something along the lines of that? The answer would be yes, but give it time. The work that you are doing and the work that you're putting in does not go unnoticed. We have the 7 of Pentacles here. 7 of Pentacles is somebody who's already invested their time, who's already been calculated about the moves that they make in their career, who already has our career, job, goals, whatever it is, skill set. Like, for example, if you were like, can I be an actor? This would be like, okay, I've already taken acting classes, or I've already done some films, or I've already done some short films. I've already made some sort of content and put it out there in the world. And I already have something to put on my resume. This isn't like starting from scratch type of energy. So we already see that you're somebody who's already put in work when it comes to your goal. And this doesn't have to be financial, like I said, or career related or work related or anything along the lines of that. I'm only focusing on that because that's the dominant energy here. And I'll get into the rest of the meanings later. But if you're thinking of something along the lines of that, then I have to say then 100% you're going to get what you want in that area. And not only are you going to get what you want in that area, but you're going to be this force to be reckoned with, this force that stands out. For some reason, I keep thinking of like the Megan Thee Stallion star. I get money, I'm a star, 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 star. Like that's in my head. And for some reason that comes up for you. If you are worried about money, if you're worried about success, it's coming. You've already invested, you already put in that time, you already put in that effort. The star card here, this is the before tarot deck. And the star, it hasn't poured everything into the water yet. But she's about to. She already has her water. She already has her cups. She has everything she needs to start beginning to pour. And the 7 of Pentacles is on the after tarot deck. They've already invested. They've already made their decision. And now they're going to enact on that decision that they have made. So it gives me this feeling, this vibe that something is just about to change. Something is just on the precipice of change. You've already got things in the works, and it's just a matter of moving a few chess pieces for things to line up and get to where you need it to go. And when I get the Hermit here, obviously we have that reflective energy that ability that you are taking time to really analyze and think about what it is that you're doing, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. They definitely like to analyze and think about things. And the Star card here is having like one more moment to themselves to say, okay, I'm ready to do this. It's like that pep talk before they're about to go on stage and show the world who they are, which is the Star, right? And so something lets me know that you are about to possibly tweak something when it comes to any sort of job, any sort of hobby, any sort of career, whether that is changing and getting a different job, changing and getting a different hobby, or even like tweaking how you do something and how you present yourself. Maybe even presenting yourself differently at work, presenting yourself differently at a job, presenting yourself differently outside in the world, because sometimes this can be a physical transformation as well. But these little tweaks that you are acting on, that you've decided on, that you have given some thought into, are about to make this huge difference for you. And you're going to start to see results. You just need to give it some time. Okay, I just want to emphasize that. When we have the Hermit card here, as I said, it does connect to challenges and conflict. Even the Hermit card itself, if we take away its association for Virgo, has to do with resolving conflicts, because it's about reflecting and seeking guidance. And you only reflect and seek guidance when you're more than likely going through some type of tough time or trying to figure out a situation. And it looks to me like pile number 3, you have been trying to figure out this situation for quite some time. Both of these moments can represent a little bit of a pause, not a super, super long pause, but a little bit of time to just say, okay, let me think about this, because what I haven't been doing hasn't been as effective as I wanted it to be, or I would like to grow in a different direction and I can't keep using the same tools that I used before in the past. I've got to be innovative. I've got to branch out. I've got to expand. I've got to show people who I am more. Or I've got to develop in a different way, in a different area, or something along the lines of it. Basically, the same actions you have been taking in the past, you realized, or you're currently realizing, are not going to work for you. And so now you've got to implement new things, new solutions, and take on new opportunities, especially with this Page of Wands here. Page of Wands is all about taking on new opportunities, taking on new chances, developing yourself, growing in areas you never thought you could reach, taking risks, taking chances, and you're taking those risks and you're taking those chances. And if you haven't already, you're going to be for sure. That is what I'm seeing here. If you've thought about this question, and honestly, you really can apply this to pretty much any area. I'm only focusing on, the goals and the work and the self-purpose and that area, because that's like the major dominant theme that's coming up. And I'm thinking because most of you are thinking along in that direction. But you really can apply this to areas possibly to do with love and romance. If you have been somebody who has been looking for something that has a deeper commitment, that gives you more excitement, that provides you with more fun and more deep conversations or thoughts, something along like the lines of that, a sense of friendship that you may not have gotten before in relationships. This is a matter of you just keeping up this new tactic that you're doing to reach out and find these people. And essentially, you are going to get what you want within a relationship. You're going to find that person that you can have this strong, open, fun friendship bond with, somebody who knows you well, somebody who likes you as a person, somebody who has a strong attraction to you, somebody who is very much has a sense of spark and creativity, someone who you feel excited to see, someone who's very flexible as well, and someone who comes with a lot of knowledge and is generally very generous. Normally I get the Hermit card to be somebody who's generous with their time, efforts, money as well. I mean, all cards have their flaws and ups and downs, but the Hermit card is generally somebody who's very like, I'll give you the shirt off my back type of energy. And it looks like you have been thinking about keeping your options open in that area. In fact, I think everyone in this pile has been thinking about how they want to flex their options when it comes to the direction that they are currently going in. Because this whole pal is all about, essentially, if I summarize it, this entire pal is about having this period of time where you are realizing that you need to change the way that you have previously acted and move in a different direction and take matters maybe not into your own hands, because I feel like they were already in your own hands, but just take matters into a different direction and be open to new opportunities and new possibilities. That's pretty much what this whole card pile is about. And because we have the star card here, it's like they've put their toes, I believe, in a little bit of the water. Like you've already started to dip your toes in, like this star card here, but you haven't fully like poured everything into it. You haven't fully thrown yourself fully into this new direction, into this new idea. Like I said, you've already kind of pushed yourself, but you haven't fully gone in that direction. And it could be because of many things. It could be a lot of different situations going on. Yet maybe you're just not comfortable. Maybe you got that first, ooh, that my toe's a little cold. I just stepped in the water. You know that first shock you get when you step your foot into like a cold water, and you've been used to like that warm air, and it just feels like a little shocking. It's the same feeling when you try something new or you try something different. And you're like, this feels a little uncomfortable. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Is this not working? I don't think this is working. I don't think this is working. You have like a little bit of reservations in your mind. But you have to fully trust the process. You have to just let it rock, let it do its thing. You're going to have success. You're going to have success with this new direction that you're thinking of going in and that you've already started going in for most of you. Most of you already started going in this direction. And like I said, you're getting that little initial hesitant shock that you're like, oh, I don't know if this is the right decision. Give it time. Give it time. It's going to work out for you, okay? Just feel free to trust your inner light, because I think right now you're relying on your own self-assessment on whether this new direction that you're going in is right for you and whether this is going to give you everything you need to feel like you are developing how you see your future to be. You're trying to look at the big picture. You're trying to understand if point A is going to lead you to point B. And honestly, the answer is yes, it will. Now, if you're thinking more of on a romantic sense, like let's say you have an interest, like you have a vibe about someone, you have a thought about someone, you're wondering if this person is possibly interested because you want to move in their direction. You kind of want to feel out their vibe. You want to see if this person's a good match for you. Similar to what I was saying before, how you need to give the situation a little bit of time and you need to develop a friendship with this person. And once you start to have and build upon that connection, you're going to easily see whether this person is right for you. You're going to be able to understand if this person is going to bring about the excitement, the love, the care, the nurturing that you need within a relationship. You don't even really need to ask the question. All you need to do is just wait, have those conversations, talk to this person, get to know them, and you'll soon discover whether that person is the best fit for you. But one thing that we see about this is more than likely there's going to be another element coming into the picture where you feel like it's going to pull your attention away from this person, I'm going to say. It's going to make you start questioning things in a different manner. For example, you may be expressing interest in a person. You may have this person boggle your mind, like they're all just ruminating in your head and your brain. You're thinking about them all the time. However, something is going to happen where it's going to be either some sort of work opportunity, some sort of task you need to take on, some sort of interruptive activity. Sometimes pentacles can just mean like, oh, this sort of thing is like annoying delay. Like I can get pentacles for traffic, anything that's like slows you down. I've gotten pentacles to represent like stomach aches, like, oh, I get my work done. I get the one of pentacles. It's like, oh, there's something going on here physically, like a little thing like that. But there's something happening that can feel disruptive to that thought process, which is going to pull your thoughts away from this person for a second. And you're not going to rush into anything with them. This is good. This is good because it's going to give you the opportunity to slow down and truly get to understand what this person is like, because you're going to have other priorities that you're going to have to juggle. And they're not going to like take over your head. You're not going to be sitting by the phone waiting for their phone call. You're going to have other things to do. Trust me, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So keep that in mind if you were asking a question and something along the lines of that. I know you're concerned right now, but if you give it some time, this really won't be as strong as a concern anymore. Okay? I just want to let you know that. There's going to be some sort of new energy coming in that's going to pull you away from that. Whether this is a totally new person coming in, whether this is you saying, oh wait, I'm focusing on my school, I'm focusing on my work, I'm focusing on my children. My children have to need something from me. I'm focusing on my family needs something from me. And it's going to pull your thoughts towards those directions, and you're going to feel like, oh, okay, I've got more priorities now. I've got more things I'm prioritizing. Another thing I want to mention with this pal is all of you have a lot to prioritize. The Two of Pentacles is all about juggling. It's all about having a lot of, responsibilities, chores, obligations that you need to manage. And if you're thinking that you might drop the ball, this is too stressful, you have a lot going on, how are you going to manage to do this? You're going to manage to do this quite well. You're going to be able to handle this and take this on your shoulders. And you're going to be successful in all areas. But obviously, following the Hermit, this doesn't come without challenges. But you're going to manage to solve these challenges and really think these through. And you're going to be able to do it on your own, for the most part. This is not to say you won't have people to help you, because I think people are more than willing to help you, push you along. But I think you'll feel a stronger sense of fulfillment if you are able to tackle this on your own. I think it's just a more of a personal thing that's going to be happening for you. I want to keep that in mind when we're looking at this. This new direction that you're going in, it reminds me that you are someone who is going to be able to retain this vitality, this youthful energy, being able to keep up with everything it is that you are asking about, being able to feel energized, not feeling burnt out, being able to have fun. I mean, these two cards together love to have fun. Being able to, this can be restructure your finances with the Two of Pentacles here, because this can represent, like, I have a savings account, I have a Roth IRA, I have mutual funds, I also have stocks, I've got to manage my trust fund, I've got some inheritance. Like, this is like managing multiple stocks and taking a critical look at things and being able to effectively manage your finances in that area. That's not what I was trying to say, but I mean, I just have to throw that message out there because obviously somebody wanted something financial and was thinking along the lines of that. And then this also can represent like having like a lot of financial gains and have a lot of different areas of finances that you have to manage. The Seven of Pentacles is quite a wealthy card. It's a card definitely dealing with stability. Think about how the Six of Coins is someone who has money, but not only do they have money, but they have enough money to give away. So they have extra, what do we call that? Disposable income. The Six of Pentacles has disposable incomes. So the Seven of Pentacles has more than disposable incomes. They got more money than that, okay? So keep that in mind. And then also the star represents large gains or income from work. And then the Two of Pentacles can also represent having more than one stream of income, or having, like I mentioned before, various different outlets to where you are managing your money along the lines of that. For example, if you're an entrepreneur, you might get a check from your day job, then you might get a check from your business, and then you might have a savings account for your business, you might have a savings account for your day job. Then for your business, you may also have investments in ETFs and mutual funds where you invest a percentage of your business income into that. Similarly to your personal income, you may have stocks, individual stocks, as well as ETFs that you invest in. So you see how it becomes about juggling multiple streams of income, juggling different outlets of money, where you hold your money, how you grow your money. You might have money in a CD. CD is, I guess I don't need to explain a CD, but it would be kind of like putting your money in a high yield interest account for a period of time. Like you choose the period of time. You can say, I want to put 500 in for 12 months, and then you might get like, I don't know, $50 back along with your initial interest. I don't know, I'm going into financial literacy right now. Anyway, you're going to learn a lot about finances. I think everyone in this pile is going to gain a lot from finances. I'm going into this as well. Like, I don't know why finances and career and all of this is the main focal point of this reading. So if you had a totally different question about like romance, then, you know, everything I said earlier applies in terms of the romance and everything like that, where this is about growing in closeness, about taking time to really develop that friendship, to not focus all your energy on that one person, and to think about diving deeper into your investment when it comes to not only your friendships, your connections, your romantic interests, but also your own personal goals as well. And so that's why we're going to have this be a slow development, giving it time to achieve the things you want to achieve, giving it time to build up the reputation you want, giving it time to develop the relationship that you want, giving it time to reconcile with an ex if that's what you're trying to do. All of these things represent having to put in the effort and giving it the time and patience, but it's not going to be the only thing that you are putting effort into, and it's not going to come without some challenges. I think we have answered this for the most part as well. So we already know. So summarize, this is a yes pile number 3. You have some big things ahead of you, big things planned, especially with the star card here. You are in your element. You are feeling a little bit uneasy about this new direction you may be going in, but you're going to achieve a lot of different success, or the outcome is going to be very, very positive along those lines. And it's going to really be beneficial towards you. Okay. It's in the end, this is you growing smarter, being someone who has taken the time to really develop as a person. I think in the end, this really represents that you're someone who is going to grow from this opportunity or thought or this question that you answered. However your actions move forward or however events move forward, it's going to develop you as a person. And you're going to have a new way in which you balance your life, your schedule. Something is going to change in that area. Okay? And it's going to be a change. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit of time to work through. You may even, fight against the change for a little bit, but I think for the most part, you're going to really like it. It's ultimately going to bring a lot more excitement and fun into your life, and you're going to learn a lot from whatever this path is, whatever this question pertaining to this question and how things are going to move forward in this area, you're going to learn a lot in this area. I just want to say that. But that's what I want to say for you, pile number 3. Hopefully that's relevant to you. If not, feel free to choose another pile, or maybe I'm not the reader for you. Let me know if it resonates below. Let me know what question you asked. I'm so curious to know, as this is my first yes or no reading on this pile. So I was on this channel. Oh, there we go. That's what I want to say. And don't forget to check out the community tab for polls, as well as when I go live next. And au revoir for now. Hey, pal, number 4. Let's get started on your reading. We have the 6 of Cups. We have the you should pursue a different course of action. Oh, wow. Okay. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the 2 of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and Strength. Okay, pal, number 4. So you should pursue a different course of action. Whatever it is that you've asked Spirit, or you've asked or put out there in the universe, or that you're trying to manifest, more than likely, it's not going to play out the way that you think. I have received you should pursue a different course of action, not necessarily to be sort of like an completely outright no, but more so like there's better options out there for you. There's better fits. There's better directions that you can go in that will be more fulfilling. And I think that's obvious given that we go from this 6 of Cups energy on the before tarot deck to the 7 of Cups energy on the after tarot deck, which I absolutely love that sequence of events because it lets me know that you are likely going, the thing that you are hoping to get a yes for, ideally, the thing that you're hoping and desiring will sort of come true. It's kind of like, it's kind of like in a way that you're trying to bring about some sort of past fulfillment. And this past fulfillment no longer aligns with your current direction in life. And as I was saying before, these cards are kind of going in order. So it's almost like Spirit is telling you to progress, to move forward, and to evolve in a different direction. On the before tarot deck, you have these two children playing and they're doing their own thing. And then, on the Rider-Waite tarot deck, they're kind of like taking care of each other. And on the after tarot deck, if you're curious, they're kind of running back into the house. But this is before these two are interacting and things like that. So something lets me know that this wish might concern some sort of unfulfilled dream or something that you kind of always wanted, kind of wanted to grasp and have in your hand, but couldn't quite get yet because there were some other things that you needed to take care of. Kind of like these two, they're not interacting with each other, but they're just a few feet away. But they aren't building that connection. They aren't building that bond. So it's almost like this thing that you desired, it was just within reach, but it never came to fruition. And there's a reason for that. It's because, one, either the thing that you're sort of hoping for or desiring is not the way you're desiring it, the things that you want from it and the way you're imagining it, it's not going to occur the way you want it to. Or 2, something along the lines of it's just not going to occur, period, and there's something better out there for you. It's going to depend for each person. I mean, this is a general reading. So what I'm getting here is that with this 7 of Cups here, you see they've already chosen an option. This is the after tarot deck. And you can see, I don't know if you can see this well, but his eyes are kind of like glowing. It's almost like some genie granted their wish. There's like smoke in the background. And essentially there is this sort of almost Rahu sort of nature to it. And not to go off on a tangent from astrology perspective, but Rahu is connected to sort of like hopes, wishes, and dream fulfillments and genies in a way. And so that's the reason I sort of like thought of like wishes in the first place. But anyway, so this wish that you're sort of being granted now, or that is coming your way, it's almost like, yeah, the thing that you're wishing for kind of comes with some some things that your evil genie sort of magic, you know, like when Jafar was a genie, and he would answer the wishes for this one character, and the way he answered the wishes was obviously not in the way that the person wanted them to be answered. Basically, they wished for one thing, and it was like this "be careful what you wish for" vibe, right? Whether versus the other genie that Aladdin got, who brought about more of a positive wish fulfillment. So this thing that you're hoping to receive a yes for, if you get it the way that you're imagining it, it's not going to work out for the best. However, if you pursue a different course of action, or if you edit this sort of desire a little bit, or if you're open to pivoting, if you're open to different territories, and going down different avenues, then you can get potentially what you want. You can get a lot of happiness, fulfillment, desires met. And ideally, this is going to be something that feels long lasting, something that will feel sustaining, something that's going to feel nurturing, something that's going to fulfill you, especially since we have this Queen of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles feels like she's being taken care of. She feels like she has the world at her feet in a way. She has everything she wants. She's comfortable. She's got her Netflix queue. She's got her popcorn. She's got the food that she likes. Everybody in her home is taken care of. She's even got some nice jewels that she's looking at. Like it's really nice and cozy for the Queen of Pentacles. So this new traction, this new course, this new direction, this new way of looking at things is going to provide you with all of that. Now this Two of Wands should technically be a little bit reversed because it's following a Cups. And what this lets me know is, I mean, it's kind of just saying everything that I already said. Essentially, when the Two of Wands is reversed, it's about reconfiguring your plans, about reevaluating the direction you want to go to. It's about looking internally about your own desires and what is motivating you to want these certain things. It kind of reminds me of what the psychic said once to me. Think about what you want, why you want it, and how it will make you feel, or how it currently makes you feel if you got it already. So just envision that. This thing that you want, understand why you want it. Really analyze that. Really question it. And then think about what is the feeling that this thing is supposed to bring. What is this thing is supposed to fulfill? Because what I get here is that you can find fulfillment in other ways. You can find happiness, strength, security in so many different ways. If you're looking for some sort of validation, some sort of boost in confidence, some sort of status, or if you're looking to connect with a specific individual, then this is saying that, well, there's other options, and those other options are going to be a way better fit for you and be more supportive towards you and be very long lasting and committed and bring you a sense of romance and love and fulfill all your heart's desires. Versus if you pursue this other course of action, you know, you get this wonky genie, you know, who's granting this wish, but you're like, I guess that's what I wish for, but not really. So essentially, pile number 4, there's so much more out there. I need you to expand your mind. And that kind of goes back into what I was saying about the Two of Wands before I got a little bit distracted, a little bit off track. There's a lot to read in here. The Two of Wands can be about refusing to explore the world around you and only choosing to explore this limited circle, and only looking at what's in your immediate environment instead of having this wide open lens and saying, oh my gosh, I've got the world in the palm of my hands. This Two of Wands energy here, especially on the After Tarot deck, it's kind of like, oh wait, this person has the world in the palm of their hands, and how this world person is saying the world is, that is how I'm going to view it. This person says that I can only do X, Y, and Z. This person has created these limitations, and I've chosen to believe it. So you may have people around you who are providing limitations. If it's not you doing it yourself, they may be trying to reinforce their beliefs and their thought processes and what they see the world to be, to this limited perspective. But the world is so much more than this limited perspective, than this teeny place, than these small amount of options. It's so much bigger and brighter and more beautiful out there for you. Now, don't get me wrong with the Strength card on the end. The Strength card does have to do with patience and endurance and taking your time and waiting and practicing self-control and avoiding instant gratification and not taking some sort of easy shortcut and making sure that you are being the turtle and not the hare, you know, and taking your time to get to that finish line. But it's saying that it's going to happen for you. It's saying that if you expand your world, if you decide, okay, maybe I don't need everything that I'm wishing for in this way, and I can make some tweaks and I make some edits, and I can really evaluate exactly if this is a need or a desire, and understand what is truly going to bring me that sense of fulfillment and happiness and make my heart go aflutter, then I can 100% achieve that. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. You know, the Strength card pushes through. It takes a lot of time, go through so many trials and errors, so many different revisions, goes back, restarts again, does all of this work and puts in all of this effort trying to edit, re-edit, think about things from this perspective, grow in their confidence. Like, it's very much a lot of patience to get to this place where they feel this strong and confident energy, because strength has to do with that inner confidence, that inner ability to believe in themselves and to understand that they can get what they want, that they can be confident, that they don't have to listen to the words of other people, that they don't have to have somebody else impose their limitations or desires on them, that they don't have to want all the things that everybody else may want. For example, I've heard people say things along the lines of, oh my gosh, everyone else is getting that ice cream, I'm going to get the ice cream too, because that makes, and seeing other people get that ice cream makes me feel more validated in my choice. Rather than, why don't you just get the ice cream because you like it? You know, it's just like, you don't have to look at other people getting ice cream. You could just get the things that you like, you know? So I think that's something for maybe like 30% of you, where maybe this is saying that you might be seeking a yes to this question because you see similar people being presented and gaining this thing. And so you're like, well, maybe I should get this too. But in reality, this may not be suited for you. You know, this may not be something that's meant for you to gain. Maybe you're meant to gain something different or something more. So I think that's what I want to say for you, pile number 4. Like, obviously I can't get into super specifics because this is like a super general reading, but I really do hope this resonates. And if it doesn't resonate, feel free to choose another pile. Please let me know what you think below. Let me know what your question is, if you feel comfortable sharing it. If not, you know, thank you for watching. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification so you can be updated when I go live, when I have another video. Check the community tab, check the polls so you can see what video that you might be looking for next, or what I might be doing next that you might be voting for. And that is what I have to say, and au revoir. Hey, pal, number 5, let's get started on your reading. We have the Emperor. I think he's standing up. Oh, that's so cool. This is the Before Tarot deck. Sorry, I just never saw that card on the Before Tarot deck. Expect the unexpected. Okay, okay. We have the After Tarot deck, the Three of Swords, the swords falling out. We have the Eight of Swords being unbound, the Devil, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. All right. Well, pile number 5, whatever your question was or is, what it's letting me know is that, well, one, we have expect the unexpected. So I think that's a straight up answer in saying that whatever you just asked, things are developing and they're changing quite quickly. In your mind, you may have this picture of things being one way, where maybe you even have a sense that you may even feel like you might even not get what it is that you're thinking about or wanting or desiring or whatever the case may be, because we have the Devil here, and we have this Three of Swords, and we have this Eight of Swords. And quite often with these cards, they're focused a lot on restrictions or sadness or sometimes loneliness and just a lot of unpleasant emotions these cards can represent, anxiety as well. And when we have this After Tarot deck with the swords falling out, and then on the Eight of Swords, the person is being unbound by someone's releasing them. And then we have the Devil card followed by the Wheel of Fortune, meaning they're being unbound, they're being pulled away, they're going in a new direction. They're breaking away from this Devil card energy. What it's letting me know is things actually might be working out in a way that's quite positive for you. That's going to be moving in a way that you may not expect it to be this positive. You may have asked this question as maybe like a throwaway question, or maybe in your mind you've already had this no answer, or this answer that was just like, oh, I'm not going to get what I want, or something along the lines of that. But the cards are saying, well, it may not happen exactly how you want it because it says expect the unexpected, but there's a likelihood that you're going to get something that's quite enjoyable or quite pleasant, or you're going to end up with something or in some situation that is going to be beneficial for you either way. You know, it's kind of like, you know, shooting for the stars and landing on the moon. It's like you're still someplace pretty incredible is what I'm getting from this, pal number 5. And I think that makes sense because on this Before Tarot deck, we have the Emperor standing up. This is right before he takes his throne. This is him saying, okay, you know, I'm not either one in my mind. This is how I'm picturing things in my mind. He's not emperor yet. He's like he's just been, what's it called? Coronation. He's just gone through his coronation and now he's about to sit on his throne. And I get the same feeling for you, pal number 5. Like you've gone through this process of heartbreak and anxiety and stress and feeling like you've had this view that things don't work out for you, or maybe even possibly because when I get these 2 cards, I can get a victim mentality. No shade or anything to Taylor Swift. I'm just using her as an example, but she quite often has a lot of songs where she places herself in the victim role. Like, this guy did this to me, and this girl was mean to me, and Katy Perry stole all my dancers, and et cetera, et cetera. It's only recently until she had this song, you know, It's Me, Hi, I'm the Problem, It's Me, where she started to look at her own actions and actually reflect on maybe it's her who has this perception of reality that's a little wonky. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to like diss you in any way, pal number 5, because I think we all have these, you know, wake up moments where we're like, oh wait, like actually I should probably take accountability for my actions as well. I should take accountability for my thoughts and the decisions I've made as well. And I kind of feel like this is you stepping into your power, saying, okay, I'm a human being. I have flaws. I've been through moments. I've been hurt. Maybe I've hurt others, or maybe I've perceived things wrong, or possibly I have a mentality where I am not thinking that I can overcome certain things, or that things don't work out for me, or things are never going to go my way. It's just this mentality that comes from going through these hardships. That's what it comes from. It comes from going through certain circumstances in your life that have been hard, that have been tough, that have been, maybe you've had responsibilities placed on you too early. Maybe you've been in situations that were way beyond your ears, way too early. Something about this gives me like, oh, I had to parent the adults in my life, or I had to even, raise siblings. Like, it just gives, I had to grow up a lot sooner than I had to grow up with this card energy. And because of that, you're asking this question today. And the answer is essentially saying, it's not that you won't get this certain thing, or you won't have this certain desire fulfilled, or something along the lines of that. It's more like something's going to happen that's going to allow you to grow as a person, that's going to take the blindfold off your eyes, that's going to unbound you possibly even from this current desire. And it's going to put you into this place where you feel masterful, where you feel powerful, where you have so many good things going for you, where you feel like your ambition, like you feel excited, you feel ambitious, you feel like you can accomplish whatever it is that you set your heart out to accomplish. This is energy that represents, this is energy represent feeling motivated, feeling stamina. Like, if I think about, like, this is a Mars rule placement, this is Jupiter. When I think about the times that like Mars and Jupiter came together in my chart, and when they had these major aspects to each other, these were times where I was extremely busy, where I was highly motivated, times where I was trying to basically climb up a mountain. And did I do it? Yes. Did I accomplish everything I need to accomplish? Yes. Was it like, I'm trying to think of, I believe Mars actually and Jupiter came together this year. Like, it might be, I can't remember exactly when Jupiter entered Gemini, but I had to be there in July. So from like July to September, something along the lines, Mars was like in Gemini. And it's this time of exploration. It's this time of like growing. It's this time of expansion. Like, you can even think about that time in your life. Think about what happened to you during July 20th to like, I don't know, early September or something like that is the time period. Think about that time period, and your life may have gone through a couple of different transformations, may have gone through a couple of different changes. You may have been placed in a new role. You may have taken on a new responsibility. Heck, I know that's exactly what happened for me. And I'm just like naming stuff on the top of my head. And I'm like looking back like, wait a minute, that actually happened for me too. But it's really like saying this wish, in a way, it's kind of like saying, yeah, that might happen, but what really is going to be the main focus of this wish, which really is going to come, the outcome that's going to be like the really big thing that comes from this, is that you are going to grow and develop. You're going to experience new challenges that cause you to be more of a leader, to become a better leader, become stronger hold of your life, to take on more responsibilities, to, as I said, grow and develop as a person. And yeah, that sounds boring. It doesn't sound that exciting. It sounds like, oh my gosh, like, I'm sick of personal growth and da 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 da. But this is so good for you, because in the long run, it brings you all of the wish fulfillment you need, because Jupiter is the planet known as the Great Benefic. So instead of you having to rely on maybe the universe to have your back and support you and help guide you and push you to the things that you desire, you finally have more control about the things that you want and that you can accomplish in this life. And it's all stimulating from your mind. It's all coming from you letting go of limiting beliefs. It's all because of your changing perspectives. It's all because you're stepping into your power. And so this question that you asked, it's like, yeah, this will probably end up in a way that's like pretty cool. You know, you might get what you want, you might not, but whatever is coming from this, whatever this direction that it's leading you in, whatever you asked, the way that things are going to play out is, even if this is you feeling like in the beginning, this was like, okay, this situation didn't work out. Like, for example, if you ask something along the lines of, does this person like me back? Are this person interested in me seriously? And this is like saying, if they say no, if this person rejects you, it doesn't matter, because that's going to lead to you being empowered and feeling like, okay, I don't need that person anyway. Like, I'm the ish. It's going to take you on this journey to where you feel empowered in yourself, where you feel like, I don't care if this person doesn't like me because somebody else will. I'm sexy. I'm hot stuff. Like, I'm the ish. I've got all of these cool things going for me. I am an amazing person. Like, eventually this whirlwind of events will lead you down that path, if that's the question or something. It doesn't have to be that question. I mean, whatever. This is a general reading. This is whatever question you want to ask. But however things are going to play out, it's going to lead you to this path of empowerment. That is all I really want to say for you, pile number 5. So the cards aren't giving you like a certain yes or no. They're kind of like letting you know that there's just more important things out there. Now, if you really, really, really want this yes or no, you can feel free to choose another pile. But this was the message for you, pile number 5. The cards of the universe, they're all saying that there's so much more important things out there. Like, you're being awakened. You're being pulled away from this restrictive, bound, stuck place where you feel like you're the victim, or you feel like things aren't working out for you, and you feel like you're always, cast aside. You're always the doormat. You're always the one, like, begging for something. Like, this is like, no, you're in this take charge place. You're in this place where you don't even have to ask, because you're going to get it done. You know you're going to get what you want. Like, that's what's going to be happening. Okay? So that is what I want to say for you. Hopefully this resonates. If not, feel free to choose another pile. And let me know, what the questions you asked below. I'm totally curious. I've got, if you feel comfortable sharing, please let me know. I would love to hear it. If this doesn't resonate, all you have to do is choose another pile. And maybe I'm not the reader for you, but either way, that is the message that I have received. And I'm so happy you stopped by. Thank you very much. Au revoir.